Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Tuesday, December 31st, that's New Year's Eve, right? Day before New Year's. Wow, last day of the year. This is my daily vlog where each morning I come in here, turn the lights and camera, talk about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and how it's going. Trying to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So, start as we always do, going back to yesterday. So, the cap of it yesterday, which is really the culmination of Sunday's work, is the release of another two running weeks solid, another analysis of My Arcade social media CESTs drops. Each day starting, I want to say it was Christmas Eve or something. Each day they've been dropping another set of images or an image or whatever about what they're doing, what the new licensing is, what new products are. And each morning, because I have a little advanced knowledge about them, I've been producing a video about them. If you've been watching lately, it's consuming my time, it's consuming what I'm able to put out, and it's all in service of building towards CES 2024 and the products coming out next year. So, the one that I had for yesterday morning that actually was published at the time we spoke on the vlog yesterday, but no time to look at it, was the Outrun racing player. It's now been, I guess it's been right at 24 hours, 3,600 views on that one. These are all doing between 3,000 and 6,000 or so individually. So you can imagine if I just waited, did a recap of one video about all these teases, together maybe they'd get like 9,000 views. I'm getting, around an average of 5 every single day for these things over the course of the first week. So it's been a great investment, and we've seen it in the stats and the subscribers especially spiking. So we know that we're garnering some attention. Once that was out, of course, we did the vlog yesterday, I had stuff I wanted to get done, which I mostly did. I had to work the My Arcade reveal for today, which, as you watch this, is available and out. It's weird, is this cascading thing. It's Game Station Retro Mega. It's this big tabletop thing. You'll see if you're interested. You can watch the video. It looks pretty nice. In fact, it's similar to one that we saw last year for Atari. It never came out, but this form factor now, using that new the new Bandai Namco and Capcom collaboration, all in this big cabinet. So, also I worked. Once I got that, I guess I got that done. I had a call with George. We had to do some maintenance with YouTube support to migrate some permissions. So I wrapped that up probably by about 2 o'clock. And then I had said it would be nice to work on another different long form little toy that I found. The day just was not enough hours in the day. So I started working on tomorrow's? Yes, today's is out. Tomorrow's My Arcade reveal. These are finite. These are going to last through Friday. Friday will be the last one, then the weekend, and then I fly. So keeping it up. I have 3 more days to make it through. Got that one about half done. I'll finish that later today, but I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve. So by the time I get to Friday, Friday is free for me to prep for travel and whatever I need to do. Also, I did some preparation for the podcast edit, which we'll do today. We'll talk about that in just a second, just kind of getting the layout and the timeline ready and clearing out last week's. But that's in good shape and ready to go. Before we talk about today, let's talk about our stats. I have my little chart here. I'd like to be at or above this midpoint, which represents 13,000 views and 80 subscribers average over the last 7 days. And a little bit down from yesterday, but still well above. Views are 14,500. We were at 14.9. We're down just a little bit. Subscribers still off the chart, but by less, 161 today. So still doing very, very well. And I think we're going to see a spike next week as I drop stuff live from the show floor. I think. It's not going to be crazy, but it's going to be a spike. And then we'll see how that, as the first products start to roll out in the new year, we'll be able to, cash those checks, hopefully, figuratively. Well, and literally, I guess, both. Subscriber count. Yes. Yesterday we were just shy of 73. We were at 72,900, and by the time I showed you, it was like 80 something. And so, of course, we did hit 2 milestones. We did hit. We hit 2? Yeah, we hit 2 milestones. So we hit 73,000, so another full 1,000. Plus we rolled up to 73,000 100 and just under a half, I think. So, yeah, because of that strong day, you saw 161 average. That's why we're pushing almost 2 again. So, okay, so today, pretty straightforward. The podcast edit is today. Whatever we have recorded, we have to get ready for Thursday, and that's live on Twitch each Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Well, not next week, but most Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. So if you want to join us, twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp, just pop in there and you'll be watching us live anywhere between 10 and probably 12:30 Eastern time. Just watch the edit. We converse about whatever, chat about the topics or chat about other things or chat about, we're probably going to talk about all the releases for CES, all that stuff we're going to talk about live. Also, I'll remind you, every Tuesday, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber and either have never done this or haven't done this in over a month, remember you have a free monthly Twitch subscription token. It's effectively like a $5 donation you can give to any Twitch creator once a month, and it doesn't cost you anything. But if you don't lose it, you don't get it back, you lose it. It goes back into Bezos' pocket. To do that, all you have to do is head over to twitch.tv/GenXGrownUp. But when you get there and you're all logged in, look for that little subscribe button. It might say resubscribe if you've done that before. Once a pop-up happens, look for a tick box that says use Prime Sub. When you do, your checkout's going to be $0 free. Click that and you're all done. It's definitely helps us. It's on our ledger of like, how's Twitch doing this month? How's Twitch doing this month? It's a regular income that I'm so grateful that you guys do regularly. And if you haven't done it before, it just takes a minute once a month, and I really appreciate it. That's why I remind you every month, because it's easy to forget. Not that I did that. And then once that's done, that usually takes the morning. I'll get some lunch, and then I'll work the second half of the long form reaction of the My Arcade for tomorrow, which I said I got half done yesterday. And if I get that done, I'll go ahead and get busy on the one for Thursday. Again, I want to stay ahead of the game, so by the time I get to Friday, the Friday one drops and Friday day is open. And I'm finding, I guess what I want to talk about here at the end is that, like I thought, when I first saw these reveals coming and there were going to be one every day, I thought, great, I'll just add this in my cycle. Each one will take about an hour, we'll knock it out, and plus do whatever other videos I normally would want to do. That's not been the case, of course. It's been taking up way more of my time. Each one is taking probably about 3 hours, 3.5 hours or so to do, which is not unlike most videos that I do. And why? Like, you'd think a little 5 minutes, 8-minute reaction to a couple of pictures would be very trivial. Unfortunately, the way that I work, that's not enough for me. Like, I've said before, if I'm going to do editorial, I want to have something to say about it. Now, as soon as I see these pictures, I have thoughts immediately. But what I want to do is, I have them a couple days early, so I look at them and then I start researching, right? So I want to go and make sure I'm informed. Like, okay, well, Outrun is coming out. Let's look at an Outrun cabinet. What can we learn from this? What do those buttons mean? Things like that, What games were in the series? Shinobi's coming out. Well, let's see. What's the Shinobi series? There's that. There's Shadow Walker, Shadow Dancer. You look through those because I want to make sure. When I do a video, I give the impression like, well, I'm this expert on blah, 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 blah. I'm not. I know a little bit about a lot of stuff. And I know a lot about a very little bit of stuff. But I don't know a lot about a lot of stuff, right? So when something hits, I'm like, okay, let me quickly make myself a micro expert on this particular topic. Let me go read the Wikipedia article. Let me go look up, trivia about it, things like that I can know. It makes me know more the next time, but so I got to research, and that takes time. And not a lot, but it takes time. It's not free, right? And then I do some writing, not verbatim, but I write some bullet points because in all these things that I find and observations that I make, I need to make sure that I say the right things about them. I don't skip them. Look, I've seen people do reactions to things hundreds of times before, and I know how it's probably typically done. I just don't care for that. I don't care for, here, take a look at me watching the screen. Yeah, looks like they're going to make that. Yeah, okay. I can do that. If you can't offer something that I can't do myself, like I can look at the pictures. So I'm trying to make these videos offer more information than you would get yourself from just looking at the releases. So I have to do a little writing. And then, of course, is the overhead. I've got to shoot it, I've got to edit it, I've got to upload it, I've got to make a thumbnail, all the things you have to do to have a video in the first place. And so that adds up to, you know, oh, that 4-minute video, yawn. Yeah, well, that was 3 hours of my life. You know, so it's okay if you don't want to see it, but if you do, know that time went into it. You know, I think that's what a lot of people that criticize content creators, you know, must be nice to get free stuff. You sit around, do nothing all day, just sit down on your camera. Yeah, the 5 minutes you see me talking on camera is representative of hours of work often, and I think that's, and not you folks, of course, because you've been along with me on this ride, and you've learned kind of like what it entails. But I think often the general disrespect for creators comes from an assumption that there's not work beyond the 5 minutes they see you on screen, and they're like, oh, yeah. It's the same thing like my dear friends back in TV who are meteorologists. They get criticized. Oh, you just stand in front of the weather map and, you know, for 5 minutes each night and get the weather wrong. That's what they hear over and over and over. But there's not. There's all the knowledge about meteorology. There's analyzing maps. There's looking at reports and records and going historical. And then they stand there for 3 minutes and talk to you. And if they get it wrong, they're predicting the damn future. Right? I'm sorry if they don't do that perfect every day. But it's similar. Content creation is like that. You only see this little sliver of the work, and you don't see what's attached to that under the surface. And it's, anyway, it's interesting. All that to say, these little morning videos, not these vlogs, the My Arcade ones, are taking more time than I thought, but it's all worth it. I think it's all worth it. It looks like it is, so. Okay, oh well, let me stick with my plan. I gotta go get ready for the pod edit in just a little while here. So I'm gonna thank you, of course, for popping in to check out today's vlog, if that's what you did. If you're here every day, I don't know why, but I'm so grateful that you're here. This vlog has become such a high point in my day every day. I get midday way through and I go, oh, I haven't looked at the vlog comments. Let me go and look. And I'm really excited to do it. It's become a touchstone. You're all part of that. Thank you. Have a great Tuesday. Have a great New Year's. Don't party too hard. I'm sure you're gonna do something good for yourself. It's New Year's Eve. I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.